What happened to ICE agents? What happened to them, please? What happened? I'm sorry I'm bringing this news now, but I can't help it. What happened to ICE agents? Are they no longer doing their job? Are they no longer going to different parts of the state and carrying people, chaining them, deporting them? What happened to ICE agents? For 2 days now, I've literally been down. In fact, I was literally on drip. I thank God for the gift of life today. And I just want to say a very big thank you to all of you supporting, liking, commenting, subscribing. I really appreciate. If you check my face, you will know that, yeah, I'm a bit down, but I'm strong now. Especially when I saw this ICE agent, I was like, I need to bring this video, even if it's late or it's not late. I want you guys to watch what is now happening to ICE agents. Credit belongs to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. If you have not subscribed, subscribe. Like this video, drop me your comments, and lastly, do not forget to share. And yes, guys, with that being said, let's dive right into this video. I'll be back with commentaries. Let's go and watch, guys.
I'm about to share y'all a story about something I saw on TikTok. This is a warning to let people please be careful, because people will try to hurt you, and witchcraft and voodoo is really real, okay? And it's definitely on this app too. Y'all need to really stay prayed up. Y'all please be careful, okay? But these two girls went to high school together, and the other girl gave the friend a bracelet, okay? Now, her mama told her it was something about this little girl that she did not like. But, you know, that was her friend. They was besties. So keep in mind, I told y'all she gave her that bracelet, that French bracelet or whatever. This girl got sick. This was a beautiful, she's still beautiful. I'm not saying nothing bad about her, but she was beautiful. She started getting sick. I'm telling y'all, be careful. Witchcraft, voodoo, I'm going to say it again, that shit is real. But anyway, she started getting sick. And when I say sick, sick to where she was so small, she wasn't even eating. She got like a feeding tube up her nose. Like you can't even really recognize her. But again, bless you, baby. But again, she still, knew something was wrong with her, but the doctors could not figure out what was wrong. She said somebody knocked on her door, a lady, and told her, bless you, a lady knocked on her door and told her that somebody, had something on her and was doing something, because the doctors could not figure out what was going on. Keep in mind, if y'all going through something, it could be something finance, it could be through sickness, and you like, what is going on? I can't get a foot in the door, and I know I got a good heart. What is the problem? Somebody is working that fucking black magic. I believe that's why I don't let people in my house. I don't touch everybody. I don't think that I'm all that, but I believe in spirits, baby, and people are really.
Hey, hear me out. They took down my last video, so I'm gonna go ahead and do it again. So apparently, from what I have seen in a news report, New Orleans has taken matters into their own witchcraft hands when it comes to dealing with ice. They are literally putting voodoo dolls that look like little icemen around the city. And they're also doing banishing spells behind certain places like hotels, motels, and stuff like that. The immigrants, they're protecting them from deportation. I don't know much about New Orleans. I've been on it once. I loved it. Love the spirit of the city. However, I'm just curious to know, like, why are y'all using y'all witchcraft now? Why are you using your witchcraft now when we obviously have a problem when it comes to the immigration in our country right now? You have no idea of who is in your city. And this is proof, because if you knew who was in your city, you would never have had to worry about the sleeper cell that ran over innocent people on Bourbon Street. Did you all forget about that? Thing is that, like, I get it if that's what y'all want to do and that's how y'all want to go about things. This was the wrong time to use it. Y'all could have pulled that spiritual bag out a long damn time ago. Why not pull out the spiritual bag to fix the 10% of black unemployment in New Orleans? Why didn't y'all pull out witchcraft and do y'all little spiritual stuff when it came to Katrina? Why didn't y'all, where was y'all spiritual? Where was y'all witches at then? Could it be because they wasn't there? Could it be because you have some new people in your city right now are only using witchcraft to benefit them and not to benefit the 59% of black people that are in New Orleans? Y'all make up most of the population, but y'all using y'all spiritual gifts to help out some motherfuckers who wouldn't piss on you if you was on fire. I'm confused. Is this like a new hate that you all have for Republicans and a new love that you have for Democrats? Because y'all only been voting red since 2011. I just find it funny because it's giving switch. It's a lot of that's happening in the South I'm seeing. See, a lot of y'all Republicans are Dixiecrats. That's who y'all got down there. And aside from Kennedy, I love me some Kennedy. Y'all voting in a lot of Dixiecrats. Y'all ain't been Republican that long, so why do you all hate Republicans so much? Why are y'all not seeing that a lot of the policies that they're putting in place for your city is not benefiting the black population at all? I don't understand it. I don't understand, and I hope you all know. If you think for a second that it ain't no witches on MAGA's side, y'all crazy. See, this really ignited the fire because I don't even think a lot of people was even realizing that y'all was actually doing witchcraft on the Trump administration and us MAGA folk. They've been doing witchcraft on us too. Not New Orleans, just the people on the left. They've been doing witchcraft on all of us. Baby, you can't fuck with us. First of all, we got God on our side. Y'all don't think that we all spiritually protected from the bullshit that y'all are putting on us? How about like Trump administration, just let New Orleans figure their own shit out. Just leave them be. Don't even go help them. If they're going to be pulling out witchcraft and shit.
The immigration enforcement efforts in the Twin Cities, the New Orleans area is also seeing more ICE activity.
Protests and demonstrations there over the weekend pushed back on the operations as unconstitutional.
Yeah, we've got ICE all over Louisiana and Minnesota this week. And no, this is not a winter weather report. So on today's episode of I Prefer My Ice Crushed, we're going to take a look at some epic ICE protests happening in and around New Orleans and some truly shocking shenanigans happening around Minneapolis, where ICE agents dragged a pregnant woman down the street, and all of this has local officials in both cities getting ready to crush some ICE themselves. You're well aware that Trump has turned ICE into a group of masked, lawless thugs that could care less about due process, and apparently our wannabe dictator is finally getting the message only because he's watching his poll numbers hit all-time lows.
It is being reported out that ICE will no longer be conducting their raids. According to Fox News and The Hill and some others, DHS is changing their immigration enforcement tactics. Why? Because the president doesn't like all of the negative polling that he's been getting recently, as Americans are sitting back in their chairs and they're saying, I don't like what those ICE boys are doing.
Yet, despite those reports, ICE has had another terrible week of optics that even a blind man can see just do not look good, mainly because they're not good. I mean, as today we have reports of an ICE voodoo doll being found in a residential neighborhood. And as you can see, somebody put a lot of effort into making it, hanging it, and poking it full of pins.
So this is one of the more unusual things that they found in New Orleans during an ongoing immigration crackdown, and now state leaders are weighing in. I'm Cassie Sherm. I'm an investigative reporter here in New Orleans, and state officials have sent out a press release talking about a makeshift doll described as a voodoo doll, depicting a U.S. Immigration and Custom Enforcement agent that was discovered in uptown New Orleans near Magazine Street, according to Louisiana Attorney General Liz Murrill. Photos show a felt doll tied to a tree, covered in pins, wearing clothing labeled ICE, with a handwritten sign posted above it. The discovery comes as federal immigration enforcement has escalated across South Louisiana, including operations tied to Operation Catahoula Crunch. After images of this doll circulate online, Attorney General Liz Murrill has responded publicly, criticizing what she described as escalating rhetoric surrounding immigration enforcement. Officials say the doll was found in a residential neighborhood, an area that has also seen protests and heightened tension as federal operations continue. At this point, authorities have not said whether the doll will be investigated as a threat or as vandalism, and no arrests have been announced. Local and state leaders remain divided over the scope and impact of the federal immigration operation, which does not have a publicly announced end date just yet.
I love it, and I'm not sure if it's a joke or not, but given the long history of voodoo...
Listen, New Orleans was not fucking around. Not the fact that they lit the latest news right now about the voodoo doll that has been found in New Orleans because the ICE agents with the stuff stabbed into the voodoo doll. Now there's ashes that was put behind the hotel they were staying in, and they are sick. Multiple of them were sick, allegedly. But this is crazy. I'm like, listen, this is the most iconic thing that has happened I've seen in so long, and this is the most F around and find out moment. I'm telling you, New Orleans is like, try us again, try us, bet. You know, we're gonna do even better. We're gonna do some, put some ashes. I don't even want to know what the ashes is or what it does. But I know Papa Legba, if you know, he gonna be knocking in your dreams, knocking at your door. You better be careful. I will quit immediately. I will quit. So I cannot see what happens next because this is getting juicy.
People in New Orleans were using voodoo dolls to target the ICE agents that were there. I literally saw a picture of a voodoo doll that was dressed up as an ICE agent, and it was attached to a pole with a bunch of pins in it. And I don't even know why they would think it would be okay to go to New Orleans and do their ICE activities and basically kidnap people off the streets and separate families and cause the chaos that they've been causing everywhere else. And my thing is, I feel like the ICE agents are actually aware that voodoo is being done, and I do think that is getting to them. I feel like they internally feel like, oh, that actually has some energy behind it and they're doing voodoo. That's probably not going to turn out the best for ICE agents because the voodoo doll is dressed as an ICE agent. Like, y'all know what it is. I don't know why the government thought it was okay to send these agents into New Orleans knowing the magic that they practice and the voodoo that they can do. You know what I mean? And that's clearly being shown now. Like the fact that they literally were like, no, ICE isn't about to do what they usually do here. And they literally got a voodoo doll, dressed it up as an ICE agent, put it on a pole, and stuck pins in it. And who knows what else is going on with that. You know, I'm just going to let them do what they need to do. But I don't know why they even tried to mess with New Orleans. They should have just stayed away. But also at the same time, the fact that they didn't also, you know, might shift things. I can see that actually shifting some things around. So, you know, we will see. It looks like the story is just going along as it should be. But the fact that they went to New Orleans with all that magic and voodoo, and they just thought that that was going to be their mission and it was going to be 1, 2, 3 done. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. That's insane. For real.
Well, it's almost Christmas, guys. It's almost Christmas. And ICE agents in Louisiana are beginning to call out sick. I mean, they did find that voodoo doll. And, you know, now all of a sudden they're calling out sick, reporting headache, nausea, just, you know, not feeling well. Well, I mean, you wanted to fuck around, and I guess now it's find out time, huh? I mean, I have no pity. I have no sympathy that they're feeling ill. I hope their illness gets worse and it, you know, consists of consistent diarrhea, vomiting, and just fevers, chills, just feeling horrible. I hope the voodoo doll finishes doing its job the way it's supposed to. Because, you know, if you want to keep searching for us undocumented migrants in Louisiana and other places, you might want to be careful. Because the people of Louisiana are definitely behind us undocumented migrants. So, good luck to the ICE agents that found the voodoo doll. Make sure you keep it. It's going to bring you good luck in the future. Make sure you keep it. And, you know, just keep looking for more while you're in the woods or in Louisiana. If you find more little dolls, pick them up. Take them home to your family members, to your daughters, your nieces, you know, anyone who could enjoy them, okay? All right, so that's just a quick message on this, you know, Tuesday morning, guys. So happy almost Christmas once again to the ICE agents. I hope your day goes the way you deserve it to go. All right, guys, let me know in the comments. Share the video. I love you guys. Please be safe.
So this is one of the more unusual things that they found in New Orleans during an ongoing immigration crackdown, and now state leaders are weighing in. I'm Cassie Sherm. I'm an investigative reporter here in New Orleans, and state officials have sent out a press release talking about a makeshift doll described as a voodoo doll, depicting a U.S. Immigration and Custom Enforcement agent that was discovered in uptown New Orleans near Magazine Street, according to Louisiana Attorney General Liz Murrill. Photos show a felt doll tied to a tree, covered in pins, wearing clothing labeled ICE, with a handwritten sign posted above it. The discovery comes as federal immigration enforcement has escalated across South Louisiana, including operations tied to Operation Catahoula Crunch. After images of this doll circulated online, Attorney General Liz Murrill has responded publicly, criticizing what she described as escalating rhetoric surrounding immigration enforcement. Officials say the doll was found in a residential neighborhood, an area that has also seen protests and heightened tension as federal operations continue. At this point, authorities have not said whether the doll will be investigated as a threat or as vandalism, and no arrests have been announced. Local and state leaders remain divided over the scope and impact of the federal immigration operation, which does not have a publicly announced end date just yet. Okay, guys, I want to know your thoughts, so let me know, comment below, and we'll be following this as well.
So going into 2026, we got voodoo being used on ICE agents. You don't believe me? You can go look this shit up. This shit is going down in New Orleans. It's reported, allegedly, ICE agents found a bowl of ashes behind their hotel or somewhere where it was visibly seen a bowl of ashes. Days later, ICE agents have not been coming to office. Days later, ICE agents have not been coming into office. They've been reported feeling sick. Now, if you know anything about New Orleans, you know there is some Papa McLegba voodoo that go down there. I'ma tell you that you better leave them Haitian people alone down there in New Orleans. They don't play. You know what I'm saying? That shit is real. And then to come to find out, they found out that there's been voodoo dolls of ICE agents all around the cities of New Orleans. So why didn't nobody tell me this? Why this ain't on the news? I don't know. But leave them witchcrafters, leave them alone.
So our cousins out in New Orleans not playing with them. New Orleans, y'all not playing with them. So the police out there investigating a voodoo doll that was created in the image of an ICE agent. Check it out.
You can see the photo there. It shows the felt doll tied to a tree, covered in pins, wearing ice, with a handwritten sign above it. Now,
hilarious. I love it. I love it.
Now, New Orleans, the authorities there have seen protests and heightened tension. They're worried about the safety of the federal agents, of course.
Nah, don't be scared now. Don't be scared now. What you say? You said they should be scared? You might ought to be scared.
Amid the ongoing federal crackdown known as Operation Catahoula Crunch, authorities have not said whether they are investigating this as an actual threat or just vandalism or perhaps both. No one has been arrested just yet.
That is too funny to me because they out here doing dirt and want to turn around and be afraid. You may ought to be. Allegedly.
They started to call in sick. How do you think it was going to go? Ever since they found that doo-doo doll, right around that time till now, we're getting the information from very credible sources that a lot of them are calling in sick to work, complaints of headache, nauseated feelings, unexplained, they can't, they're just in an illusion, state of mind, discombobulated. That's how it is. See, what it is the people in Louisiana, right? The natives down there, they formed a bond with the Hispanic Latino community and the immigrants that's down there. They have a bond going because those immigrants that are down there, they helped to build that city back up to what it is today. With blood, sweat, and tears. A lot of labor they put into that city. So, of course, they feel used. Okay, that now, after rebuilding the city, okay, from Katrina, you remember Katrina that destroyed the entire down there in Louisiana. A lot of immigrants are still down there working on that city, helped to rebuild it. And now ICE is chasing them around. That's what you signed up for. So the voodoo doll, you're pretty lucky you found that one. There's a lot more voodoo dolls around that area. Where they found that voodoo doll, a lot more is down there, okay? You just don't see them. So all the people are saying, they complaining, they're not showing up to work. They're just feeling sick. That's all. Maybe they'll come back to work, okay? Yeah, that's how it is, man. What do you think it was going to get down there? What do you think was going to happen down there? It's Louisiana. That's what you sign up for. Take what you get. Peace.
When we said ICE is not to disrupt the people here in New Orleans coming here with that bullshit. Because if you're not hearing it yet, there are voodoo dolls being seen around town. There's 2 surfacing right now, but from my understanding, there are quite a few more. As well as me just finding out behind 2 of the hotels that they're staying in. They found a little bowl, I think it was black or red or something like that, with ash that was burnt inside of it. What it means, I have no fucking idea. But I will tell you this, from my understanding, there are quite a few ICE agents that haven't been on duty for the last 2 or 3 days now. The shit is real. Now, I was also told to let my Spanish community know one thing. Whether this works or not, I don't know because I've never done it, but I was told this since they know I have a platform. Red peppers, dried out, put it in your shoes. You can thank me later if this is real. But it was told to me by a reliable person, believe me, a very reliable person. ICE coming here has met their match. Now I'm going to tell all the people outside New Orleans, 1-800-ICE Voodoo. If you want them buckets to leave y'all alone, take a visit to New Orleans. Meet up with some of our people and take it back down there. This shit with ICE, they know New Orleans was not the place to fuck around and find out.
Listen, there's a reason I need to stay about this internet, but did y'all hear about that voodoo doll that was found in New Orleans? ICE is like, listen, we not with it. We got people coming up sick. We got people coming up scared. And I'm like, y'all playing with Louisiana. They got that witchcraft. They got some vampires. They got all that stuff. Of course, you got to say allegedly, but they got all that stuff. And now ICE is like, listen, you know what? We're going to calm down. We're gonna stop taking immigrants away from Louisiana and New Orleans because y'all ain't playing. They literally put that thing in the street and they put pins all in the voodoo doll and people are being affected. I'm like, I ain't playing with it. But I'm like, you keep playing with these people, they finna play with you back. They playing with you back. Ooh, this is a mess. This is the mess I'm here for.
A voodoo doll was found in New Orleans targeting ICE agents. This was the picture that was posted online by the Louisiana Department of Justice. This doll was tied to a tree, covered in pins with the words ICE on it, and it had a handwritten sign above it. It was found in a neighborhood where people have been protesting the ongoing federal immigration crackdown, where we're told that so far here in Louisiana, 350 people have been detained. Attorney General Liz Murrow says, pro-illegal immigration radicals are losing the argument when they resort to something like this.
Oh no, not ICE agents calling out sick, talking about they got a headache, so it screamed they can't do nothing. In Louisiana, baby, ever since they found that voodoo doll with them needles stuck in the neck, the head, all over the body, now they calling in sick, they scared. But what they don't realize, it's gonna follow them for the rest of their life unless they get it off of them. Somehow, some way. And family members can get this shit too, just from being around yellow. That's what I'm reading. If they think they something, wait until them Haitians and Jamaicans in Miami get a motherfucking hold to them. Wait till they get to work. They gonna really stop going to motherfucking work. I'm telling you, people is tired of them, and I don't condone it, no voodoo, hoodoo, whatever the hell it's called. But what I'm telling you is I condone in them doing it with the ICE agent, cause bitch, we tired of y'all coming in snatching people. Y'all got like fucked up, for real. Do y'all thing. Don't stop on their ass. Don't let up. New Orleans already been through it. Don't come down there terrorizing them motherfucking people.
ICE agents and NOLA in New Orleans is finna fuck around and find out. You came into a house and claimed it as yours, honey. And now the practitioners down there finna turn you every way but loose. So if you have not heard, they are making puppets, voodoo dolls, and pinning them to phone poles dressed up as ICE agents. And they got pins specifically in the head part, and in the chest part, and in the who part. So if you work for ICE and your dick just stops working out of nowhere, you have confusion, you develop mental health issues, heart issues, then you know why. Because that puppet was very, very blanketed. That means anybody can get it.
and that serves them right. I don't feel bad, not even a little bit. I even saw a practitioner calling Papa Legba and Marie Laveau in the woods. I went over this over on that other app because it was just too much tea for me to ignore. But them people would have been safer going anywhere else than NOLA.
For y'all to not believe in magic, y'all get scared as fuck when that shit comes out. Because I swear, every other day it's that's demonic or that doesn't exist. So please let me know.
Is it working? Well, for one, it's literally trending all over the news. It's trending all over social media with voodoo being used against ICE agents.
Started to call in sick. How do you think it was gonna go? Ever since they found that Voodoo doll, right around that time till now, we're getting the information from very credible sources that a lot of them are calling in sick to work, complaints of headache, nauseated feelings, unexplained, they can't.
While absolutely shocking, it is true that the fraud in Minnesota is truly this blatant and this absurd. Shout out to Nick Shirley, who has made a series of videos in Minnesota where he simply printed off a list of different DHS approved providers, that's Department of Human Services. And because all of these are public, he's just going from business to business and just taking a look. Like, for instance, if there's an adult daycare or a child daycare and it says that they service 100 kids, it would be very obvious to any person that would walk up and be like, there's clearly not 100 children in this business.
Well, this is actually 2 daycares are registered here. One of them is Mako, which you see on this side. The other one is Mini Child Care Center. And between the 2 of these child care centers, they're pulling in about $3 million a year. And there are no children. Every facility as you go to, the windows will be blocked out so you can't see in. There's nobody here. You won't see a single child at any of these facilities.
And the child care center is locked. Should we ring the doorbell? Try to get in, rang the doorbell, nobody showed up. They're open 7 days a week, 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. it says here on their sign, yet there's absolutely nobody here.
While I am so happy that Nick's videos are going massively viral to be able to give us a national spotlight right here in Minnesota, some people seem to think that in Minnesota we don't care about the fraud, and that could not be further from the truth. The reality is we don't really have any very large content creators or journalists that have millions of followers here in Minnesota. That's the truth. People like myself, John Justice. Over at Alpha News, you have Liz Collin, Jenna Globe. Over at Center of the American Experiment, you have Bill Glahn, Katherine Johnson, Grace Keating. We also have Republican legislators out there that have made videos and talked about this as well. Shout out to Walter Hudson, Pam Altendorf, Elliot Engen. There's so many more that are creating content on a regular basis, trying to show people that yes, it is that bad. The point is that none of us really have a huge national presence. And so when we put our content out there, it just doesn't get the hits, clicks, and views. It's just, that's the way that things work. So no shade to any big creator coming to Minnesota. In fact, I hope more of you come here. It's just understand that there have been people that have been talking about the fraud, investigating the fraud, writing about the fraud, making videos about the fraud. We just never got national attention on any type of sustained basis. Now, here's the bigger question. If someone like Nick Shirley or journalists over at Alpha News like Liz Collin and Jenna Globe can go to these businesses and it is blatantly obvious that they are lying about how many families or people they are helping serve the needs of, then why wouldn't the government simply send a handful of people just, I don't know, once or twice a year to be able to observe that clearly there is not the level of services being provided that they are claiming? Ultimately, I'm just glad to see this level of interest in Minnesota because this is something that we local Minnesotans have been screaming from the top of our lungs for years now, that someone from the federal government or other large organizations, news entities should come to Minnesota and help truly uncover and expose how bad the fraud and corruption truly is. We need accountability. And what that ultimately means, we need investigations, and if there's enough evidence, there needs to be criminal charges, not just against the fraudsters, of course, but against government officials that are in charge of these systems that clearly are doing something wrong, and then they need to be put in jail. It's time to hold these people accountable. It's the only way to restore trust back in the system.
They done found a voodoo doll, an ICE voodoo doll, in NOLA
The New Orleans, it's no surprise that that city is just filled with energy, negative and positive, twisted and helpful. I had the chance to go there one time. Don't mind the Christmas movie in the background. Personally, I'm very self-aware. I'm very in tune with my energies. But even if you're not like super in tune, even if you're like the basic vibes, like this vibe feels off, you can tell when you walk into that city, oh, there's something going on. And if there's any city that's going to be able to manifest anything, it's that one. Never skip Hope Corps. Go look it up. And that's just the one that people are seeing. Can you imagine what has been done behind closed doors? Can you imagine what has been done each full moon? Also, it's no surprise. It's obviously politics and money and greed. But there is a spiritual warfare going on. And there's no doubt about it. Because pushing down Christianity to be the nation's religion after it was founded on freedom of religion, that's spiritual warfare. While everyone has a right to practice what they want, the government is wanting to install one religion. So NOLA doing what they're doing is just retaliation. It's just protection, because you're not about to take away human rights and the freedom to practice whatever the hell you want. Thank you, New Orleans.
Didn't I tell y'all? I tried to tell y'all, and y'all was laughing, but I was trying to tell y'all. This is a real news story from New Orleans, and it says ice voodoo doll found in uptown New Orleans. Now, the fact that this was found in uptown New Orleans just leads me to believe that the uptown witches is up there fed up. Usually the people uptown, it's a different type of people, but the uptown witches is fed up. And I told y'all, watch yourself when you're down here. I don't believe the ICE is going to be here too much longer. I think they're about to pack up and move on out of here. This is actually being investigated by the Attorney General's office. What they investigating, I do not know. Get from down here. Them people don't play. This right here, I don't play with. If somebody even mention any type of doll around me, I'm out. So the fact that they done nailed this to the light pole in uptown New Orleans, and you see the work that they done on this doll, I told y'all. I'm going to leave it alone. But I told y'all that this was going to happen. And if you look and see how intricate this doll is, down to the motherfucking mask, whatever sorcerer put this felt doll together, they mean business. Yes, they do. They mean business. They got their spells together. Now, I ain't gonna say too much because I heard that they around here rounding up people for making threats and this, that, and other. This is not a threat. All I'm saying is this doll that was nailed to the light pole in uptown New Orleans, the people mean business. Goodbye.
You're telling me somebody went down to New Orleans, and found a voodoo doll of ice. New Orleans, a voodoo doll. Out of all the places to find a voodoo doll, that's where you found it? Of ice. Did I mention it was of ice? It's of ice. All I'm thinking, this is gonna be real funny.
ICE decided to go to Louisiana, to New Orleans, aka New Orleans, and they found this. Look at that. Watch this video and I'll be right back.
The Attorney General says a voodoo doll made to look like an ICE agent was found in New Orleans in an uptown neighborhood. It adds up, folks, in a fury. Folks, you can see the photo there. It shows the felt doll tied to a tree, covered in pins, wearing ice, with a handwritten sign above it. Now, New Orleans, the authorities there have seen protests and heightened tension. They're worried about the safety of the federal agents, of course, amid the ongoing federal crackdown known as Operation Catahoula Crunch. Authorities have not said whether they are investigating this as an actual threat or just vandalism, or perhaps both. No one has been arrested just yet.
And as I was going down the rabbit hole, I saw this video calling our ancestors Papa Legba. Marie Laveau. Now they're trying to investigate a curse. What you gonna do? You can't arrest the spiritual world. After the Haitian Revolution, the only successful slave revolt in history, a lot of Haitians went to Louisiana. So Louisiana culture is very intertwined with Haitian culture. Louisiana voodoo is akin to Haitian voodoo. There's an energy there. Oh my God, this is too fucking funny. And the internet streets are saying that ICE is too scared to go into these neighborhoods. You better leave them alone. All I can tell you is this. Papa Legba does not play. That's all I'm going to say.
Listen, y'all remember last month or so when the Frozen Water Boys were in North Carolina and they were just being very egregious and disrespectful and doing illegal things and the residents were fighting back? Well, listen. They then went to New Orleans next. They're in New Orleans right now. They are in the find out phase of fucking around because I don't know why they thought New Orleans was going to be complicit in their bullshit. Because allegedly, some in New Orleans have placed voodoo dolls around the city looking like ICE agents. And now they're afraid, as they should be. Because listen, I love New Orleans, and I'm not from New Orleans, but that's my favorite all-time go-to because I have a good time every time I go to New Orleans. Last year, I found out that my 4th grandmother was born in New Orleans, right? But I'm very respectful when I go to New Orleans because I know. But they calling out sick. I guess they sick. They gonna wake up with their ding-a-ling missing, huh?
So y'all remember when I told y'all ICE was headed to New Orleans? Well, this is the voodoo doll that was found. Now, I can tell you right now by looking at that thing, a white person made that voodoo doll because a black voodoo practitioner, an actual voodoo practitioner, would have gathered some hair. We know to use real hair. Now, the color of the doll isn't the problem. We would have used hair. We wouldn't have used felt. We would have used real cloth. I'm not going to knock it. Again, it's about the intent. This is one of the few times when white people do voodoo that we allow it. That we will allow it. Now, next time, instead of doing a voodoo doll, do some Santeria, because Santeria is more closely connected to Latin Americans. Not that the voodoo's not going to work, but I'm saying the voodoo magic tied to that doll isn't going to be as strong as we all want it to be. Although it is working, you have people quitting in record numbers. You have people coming up missing, which means there's a gator with a very full belly right now. And never fuck with Cajuns either. I know that they're white, but fucking with a Cajun is like fucking with somebody in the woods in Appalachia. Just so you know, you don't want to. They own shrimp boats. They catch gators for fun. Just, you know, you don't fuck with people who live in a goddamn swamp is essentially what I'm telling you. And when you do a voodoo doll, you want to use cloth, you want to use real hair, you want to get some sort of bodily fluids from at least one of those ICE agents. That one's going to do the job. Trust me, it's going to do the job. It's just going to take a little bit longer because that person doesn't have the proper ancestry. And if you don't have the proper ancestry, next time go to the Botanica and get you somebody who's Latin American so they could do that Santeria. If you are not one of us and you're Latin American and you're trying to help your people, Santa Muerte is the person that you want. But I didn't tell you that. You ain't heard that from me.
I'm over here damnly in tears. My eyes is watering from laughing so damn hard. A lot of y'all ain't gonna like this, but it's It is funny. Okay. So, I just watched a video and they didn't found a voodoo doll wrapped around a pole in New Orleans, around Magazine Street. And you know who was on that voodoo doll? Hold on to your wigs. They made a voodoo ice doll and wrapped it around the pole. And that's not even the best part. The best part is they have pins on their They got pins on the voodoo doll from the neck all the way down to the privates. And I think that means you need to get the fuck out of here. Because bitch, if I see a voodoo doll of me on a pole, whether you believe in that shit or not, bitch, I'm out of here. Cause what did y'all expect? These people not playing around with y'all. Y'all already almost got trampled down where y'all was. I forgot what state they was in. They was in another southern state. And it was like, they was not backing down, baby. They was about to get on ice ass. They wasn't scared. And then y'all come down here where there's magic and voodoo. Bitch, what did you expect? Go on ahead and pack up your guns and your shit and get the fuck out of New Orleans. Because, matter of fact, just get out of Louisiana, baby. Keep it moving. Because, baby, they are not playing with y'all. Not the ICE agent that been made into a voodoo doll.
Message goes out to the whole Spanish community in the state of Louisiana. If you want ICE to back the fuck up off of you, find you one of them old folks. People in Louisiana, y'all know what I'm talking about. If you want them ICE to wake up in their hotel room clucking like a fucking chicken, get them old folks in business. Because I can guarantee you this here, they won't be coming back to this motherfucker and they won't stay more than 2 days. New Orleans is not the place you want to fuck around with. And like I said, I've been here over 30-something years. I've seen this shit for myself. Not the chicken part, but I've seen a whole lot of shit happen. And I was a non-believer. But I damn sure believe this shit now, especially when I witnessed it for myself. So ICE coming here, you better not amp up and do some of the shit here that you were doing in some of them other cities and states. Because trust and believe, if them people get involved, you going to wish to God you never put a uniform on. So to all my people out here in Louisiana, I hope you're picking up on what I'm telling you. If they want to come here full force, y'all know what to do. Get the elders involved. I guarantee you this here, we won't have that problem.
This is the testament that God is good and nothing juju can do about it. To all of those white folks asking Africans, I heard that Africans have juju. Now African is asking you people, I heard that white people have voodoo. Oh God, my stomach's hot, honestly. Some of the ICE agents literally said they do not believe in magic, they do not believe in voodoo whatsoever. Voodoo, vado, whatever you can call it. But at the end of the day, they went to New Orleans. And now, they are seeing this crested with their full name, ICE. You know, it's just like Nigeria, where you literally think that every single, especially these terrorists, can actually come terrorize everywhere. But you see this part that I stay. You see this part that I stay in Nigeria. No matter how they are doing their madness, before they come to this part that I stay, they have to calculate. Do we go there? Are you sure we're going to come back alive? Are you sure we're supposed to operate there? Before they will literally think. Because they know that the people in this area that I stay are people that don't want to even hear about them. So the moment they adopt one person, they are going to stand up, they are going to rise. Do you get? That is how I just see this New Orleans. Because a lot of ICE agents just think they can just enter into any state and do whatsoever they want to do and just disappear and go their way. You can see even from this clip, a lot of people in the state, in that particular state, are saying, we told ICE agent not to come here. We told ICE agent not to come and do this, their nonsense, deportation, whatever. But since they have decided, okay, this is what we also are going to do.
I'll keep saying it. I have never supported illegal immigrants. I will never. In fact, I will never support even my own mother doing the wrong thing. And I will applaud and be like, yeah, because she's my mom, she's doing the right thing. I will not try it. That's the kind of person that I am. So if I see something that is good, I will say it's good. If I see something bad, I will literally tell you to your face that this thing is bad. ICE has become one of the most thing that is terrorizing every single state. You see them picking people from work. Like there's a particular man I saw his video where he literally went to drop his child at the what they call it, is it kindergarten? I've forgotten the name. Daycare. He went to drop his child at daycare, and ICE, immediately he was just dropping his child, ICE came and picked him up. Imagine a child waiting for his father to come back, to come pick him up after the daycare. ICE picked that man up without saying, oh, you came to drop your child. The man was saying, I came to drop my child. They didn't say, no, oh, you came to drop your child. Okay, can we just give him time to go in and pick his child? They took him, left his car there. That is how wicked these ICE agents can be. Even when you find out that this person is illegal and you want to deport this person because this person is illegal, why not tell the person, bring your family together, let's check the ones that were deported, let your family even know that, oh, you are being taken to somewhere. A lot of families today are looking for their husband, their wife, their sisters, their brothers, just because ICE agents just came and took them to an unknown place, or take them unaware, deport them to an unknown country without any single update or record. It's that bad. And that is why when I saw this, I said, this is a testament that God is good and nothing juju can do. But anyways, let me know what you think in the comment section. Credits belongs to the original creator of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. If you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Do it, subscribe, like this video, drop me your comments, and lastly, do not forget to share for every other person to get this good news. And yes, guys, with that being said, with no further ado, I do like I always say in my videos, I'm going to be Simba, and I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye guys. I love you guys. Mwah.